This is the plaintiff, Eleanor. She says she hired the defendant to fix her toilet, and the guy flooded the bathroom, ruining the ceiling of the room below. Turns out this guy's a scammer who has an open criminal investigation with the state. He also doesn't have a license. Removing a toilet without a license is a no-no, and she's suing the scammer for every penny of the $1,311.95 she's owed. This is the defendant, Scott. He says the plaintiff had a big blockage in her sewer line, and he had to jet the line from the roof. Sometimes water squirts out, and when the plaintiff complained about some tiles that got ruined, he offered her a $400 rebate for the repairs. The stubborn woman refused, never provided him with an estimate for repairs, and complained about him to the Better Business Bureau. He did everything right, is happy to defend this case in court today, and owes nothing. He's accused of spillage.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff hired the defendant to fix her bathroom and he flooded the toilet. But the defendant says there was a sewage blockage. It's the case of I'm sick of your crap.
Thank you, Douglas.
welcome in.
Eleanor, you've asked us not to mention your last name. You are suing Scott. You've also asked us not to mention your last name or the name of your company for $1,311.95 that you were charged to unblock your sewer line. Okay, all of which you want back. Tell me what happened.
Ray, one of the men that was discharged to clear the drain, arrived.
You had a drain problem. What was your drain problem?
A blockage in the main line from the toilet. The toilet was blocked up, and the blockage was in the main
how
line.
did you know that it was blocked up?
When
what was
we
the
flushed
evidence?
it? And when we flushed it, some water started to come up and also into the bathtub.
How long had that, and also in the bathtub it would come up?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it clear water or was it dirty water from the sewage?
It was clear water.
Clear water, okay. And so it's that the water wouldn't drain? Oh, well, the water would come up when you flush because something was blocking it.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then what would happen in the bathtub?
Water came up.
Also.
We didn't plunge it or anything because I've had a blockage before. In fact, I had this company come the year before to clear the blockage. And so I knew not to start plunging it because more stuff starts coming up.
Okay.
So we just called for
How
help.
long have you been having problems with it?
This was the third time. The first time was...
How many years?
3 times in 4 years.
Okay. So he sends somebody who's named Ray. Is Ray here? Okay. And Ray comes to your house, and what happens? Ray, come on up. You're front and center there, right there. Next. All right, go ahead.
My septic man had just cleaned the tank, and Ray was there, came while he was still there, and told Ray and I that the blockage was in the main line.
Okay.
And when we came into the house, Ray had asked me what had been done before. And I said that one time it was cleared through the plumber's vent, and that worked very well.
Where's the plumber's vent?
On the outside of the house. It's a ranch house.
Okay.
And he said that the company wouldn't allow to clear through there. And
Why is that?
Because our machine weighs about 300 pounds, and to get it on the roof, it's nearly impossible. It's a 2-man job.
Why would you have to get it on the roof? Go ahead. What do you want to?
The roof vent is where you had to go from on it. You
Oh,
can't
so
bring a
it's on-
300-pound machine
it's-
onto the roof.
A question. Is the roof vent actually on the roof?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so then what was the proposal? How were you going to fix things?
Well, I gave her the first option, which was to pull the toilet and cable out the line, which she's have done before.
Pull the disconnect the toilet.
Correct.
And then cable down the line?
Yeah, send our cable down the line, which would usually clear the blockage. But with this cable, we couldn't, just because of limited room, we couldn't reach the blockage.
Okay, when you say with this cable, what does that mean?
It's a mainline cable that we use, but it's a little bit smaller.
Okay, do you have a longer one?
Yes, that's the 300-pound.
But you didn't have it with you there?
Well, no, I had it with me, but her bathroom was limited space.
What does that mean?
I couldn't fit my machine in there.
Because the other cable is attached to another machine?
Yes, correct.
Okay. What did you want to pipe in?
No, it's just a smaller machine he's talking about.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
different size machines
Okay.
for different jobs.
So you tried that, but that didn't work?
Correct.
So then what was the next step?
To jet through the house vent on the roof. which-
Okay. Now, I thought we said that wasn't an option because you didn't have 2 men.
No, to cable. To cable is just, it's a snake is what it is. And to jet is it's a high pressure water jet that we send to clear main lines.
Then, okay, so you couldn't cable up on the roof because that's a two-man job, but you were able to jet up on the roof.
Correct.
So you get up on the roof. So she's angry because the price kept going up when things didn't work. So she's mad about that. How much when you went out there, what did you quote her?
The $400, I don't remember off the top of my head, to cable out through the pulled toilet. And before going up on the price, I discussed with her that I couldn't reach the blockage and that we'd have to take further procedure with the jet.
Right, and she agreed to it.
Correct.
Okay, so how many times did the price change?
Just once.
Once, because the 400 was going to cover the toilet issue, pulling out the toilet and attempting to snake with the only snake that would fit in her bathroom.
Exactly.
All right, and then when that didn't work, you told her it's going to cost you, instead of 400, it's going to cost you $1,311.95 for me to use the other machine and get up on the roof.
Correct.
All right. So you are suing for all the money you paid them back. Did they end up clearing the blockage?
They cleared the blockage, but
So why are you suing?
because what they did was unnecessary. It was not an efficient or effective manner that they used, and they kept ginning up the price, and they ginned it up more. It was $400 to come. It was another $350 to pull the toilet, which he is not licensed to do in the state of Connecticut. The minute that he pulled that toilet, they were in violation, which Scott has already been arrested for in 2009.
Scott, was there some kind of unlicensed something or another problem in 2009?
No, somebody was tightening down a toilet. In the state of Connecticut, you can pull it, but to reset a toilet, you do have to have a license.
Well, did he reset the toilet? I assume he didn't leave the toilet
No,
on the floor.
in 2009, somebody that was working under me tightened down a toilet, and he got in trouble for it, and I was
Did he
involved
tighten
in
down
it.
this toilet? Yes or no?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Is he a plumber?
Yeah, he's an apprentice. He's not a plumber.
Right. So
Licensed, yes.
doesn't that sound then like the exact thing you got in trouble for in 2009?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But there's a reason. I mean, we always send a plumber out when a toilet has to be pulled.
Right.
We pull the toilet. They can pull it and snake it. You don't have to be licensed. To reset it, you have to be
Right,
licensed.
but you're saving money and not sending a plumber out to reset it. So
Well, it wouldn't have cost her anything different to have a plumber
no, it
come
costs
out.
you something
No,
different.
exactly.
But it's a cost of doing business because you only get caught apparently once every 7 years or whatever. So just keep, doing business. I mean, come on. I mean, that's obviously what we're talking about here. All right, so there's that, but that you go blow a whistle on them with the appropriate authorities. I have to decide only a contract issue, and the contract issue that I have to decide is you call them, you ask them to do a job, they go there to do it, it can't be done, and then they say to you, okay, the method, we've done the method. They did it. It's not like he went there, twiddled his thumbs, and didn't do it. They did the method, the cheaper method. And then sometimes this happens when you're repairing something. Look, this isn't working. I'm going to have to do it this other way. And are you willing to pay for that price? You're totally willing to pay for that price to get the blockage taken care of, because now we can kick the can down the road on the real problem for another couple of years, which is what we all do on our houses, and that's fine. But now all of a sudden, after agreeing to pay for it and paying for it, you're asking for all of your money back. So why is that fair?
So do plumbers typically overcharge? What do you say?
Absolutely, they do. They know that people don't know what it takes to fix something, so they tend to overcharge more than it is.
Wow, that's kind of a sad statement. Do you think plumbers overcharge?
Yes, many times. I will.
Many times?
Many times, yes.
Kind of sad and maybe true going inside the courtroom.
How many times did they gin up the price?
3 times, not
Okay,
twice.
so how much is it to take the toilet out? Is it the $400?
Yes.
Or was the $400 something else?
No, to cable the line, you're at $400.
Okay, so she says that at some point the price was going to be $750.
That was to pull and cable the thing, which she was given up front. She signed and authorized it. That was the price given if he had to
So
go from
what's
the
the
toilet.
$400?
No, the $750 is complete with pulling the toilet
So
and
she's
cabling.
right that pulling a toilet then is $750, not $400.
Well, that's to pull the toilet and cable the line.
May I see the bill that you presented her with? Was there an invoice? Was there a quote that you guys gave her before doing the job, or it was all verbal?
No, he gave a price and then she signs off on it.
On the quote beforehand.
Yes, but
so you should have 2 documents or one?
We have one because the price was changed once the jet had to come out.
Okay, let me see what you do have. All right, so what is the original price you quoted her?
Right around that $750 mark to pull the toilet and cable
Did
out
you
the
ever
line.
quote her a $400 price for anything?
No, all I said was it was going to be $400 to cable out the line, and then it would bring it up to $750 with parts and everything.
Okay, so according to you, the price was always going to be $750 for the
Yes.
removal of the toilet.
Correct.
Are you disagreeing with that?
Well, they originally quoted me $400 and then wanted to pull the toilet
Do you
for
have
another
something to show that
$350.
they originally quoted you only $400? Oh, well, $400 for the cabling and $350 for the toilet. So,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, right.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so-
may I
Yeah,
interject?
no, okay. So now,
They had said that they didn't have a ladder. They couldn't even jet unless I had a ladder. And yet, they
how
go
do you not
to
have
the...
a ladder on your truck?
The
did
ladder
the
that I
jetter.
did have wasn't tall enough to reach the roof.
It's just a ranch.
How tall, how inept is your ladder that it wouldn't reach the roof of a
I only
one-story
have
building?
I only have a 4-foot ladder.
4-foot ladder, I carry that in my pocket. I
Well-
mean, anyway, go ahead. Yeah, how do I get around this? You're approving everything in order to get it done. See, here's the thing. I can't have people come in and say, you know what, they overcharged me because really, I just, now that I've thought about it, I wish I hadn't paid it. It's not as though they're doing the work and then smacking a bill on you that you didn't know was coming. It's called a contract. They say it's going to cost you $20,000, and you say, okay, and then they do it based on your okay, and then you say, no, I want my money back. You can't. Why is that appropriate? Why would I do that?
Because the price for them to come to do the job in the first place was $400.
No, it wasn't. The price was never $400. The price was $400 to snake it out, and then if I have to remove the toilet, another $350. But I don't care. Let's say the price changed 40 times. I am concerned with contracts. That's you agreeing to it, them doing it based on your promise to pay, and then you changing your mind later. Why? Which is what a lawsuit is. It's you saying, "Give me back the money." So why would I allow that? I don't care how many times they raised it. You have an option of saying, "Get off my property. I'm not going to pay you more," and calling somebody else. But we need that septic thing cleared. We need that blockage cleared. So when we promise somebody we'll pay them, and then we pay them, and then we say, you know what, now I'm going to sue you and get some of my money back because I really don't want to have to pay you. How is that fair?
Yes, ma'am. I thought about sending them off my property at the $750 point. And Raymond and Chris via the phone.
Who's Chris now?
Chris is his dispatcher.
Okay.
And they both said, I said, so if I get somebody else to do this, I'm going to have to pay you $750, and the job is not done. And they both said yes.
Yes, of course they said yes.
But I've got
yes,
a mess.
Yes, they both said yes. Yes. And that's perfectly appropriate. You see? Because they came to your house, and then they provided a service, and it didn't work. They are not magicians. They perform the job. They're there for however long it takes to do the job. And then, as it turns out, you had a really nasty interior plumbing. And yes, if they spend hours there and it can't get done because it's just deeper than it, that's not something they know beforehand. They don't know that beforehand. They've done exactly what they contracted with you to do. I know it's frustrating. I would be frustrated too. I would say, but wait, I'm paying you to get a result. And their answer is, no, you're paying us to do the service.
So how do I call someone else and pay them?
And you agree to all this. That's the thing, is that you agree to all this.
How do I pay them $750, not completing a job, and then I've got to start from square one with somebody else? That doesn't seem fair to me.
Life isn't fair. And problems with construction aren't fair. And sometimes you don't know how much work something's going to take you. If you were clairvoyant and you knew that removal of the toilet wouldn't work, you wouldn't do that. You'd just charge the jet. But you don't know that, you're trying the cheaper thing because that's what the customer wants. Okay, the customer wants a cheaper thing, and so you say, okay, let's see if we can handle it this way. And then when it doesn't work, it didn't work. My verdict in this case is for the defendants.
Ma'am, still sent out unlicensed people.
Well, the plaintiff fails to convince the judge she's right, and the defendant wins this case. How do you feel about the outcome? There was something you tried to say to the judge as she walked out.
They still sent out an unlicensed man to do the job. And if they had
Well,
since...
he is a licensed plumber.
No, he is not. He's technically, by their saying, because I have it written in writing, that he's a drain cleaner. And in Connecticut, you are not allowed to pull the toilet or reset it, as Scott says.
Well, you talked about that in the case. I mean, that came
But it
up,
seemed-
but
but it seemed
that didn't
to-
deter the decision from the judge. Okay. Sorry. You must sign some documents with our officer, and he's waiting for you back there, please.
Thank you.
Okay, you're very, very welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Now, here comes the plaintiff, the defendant, rather. So you are licensed.
Yes, sir.
So is your license as a drain cleaner the same as a plumber, or is there a
No,
difference?
there's a difference. Where she's saying a drain cleaner, that's all he does.
Right.
I mean, he knows what he's looking at. He knows what he's doing.
What are you?
I'm a master plumber.
Okay, cool. So you're licensed.
Yes, sir.
All right. You satisfied? Oh, well,
Yes,
stupid question. You're happy?
Yes. I
Okay,
mean,
good
she
enough.
made the right decision.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Harvey?
So I got to tell you, plumbers, Doug, are licensed usually by the state. And if you're having a problem, you can always call the state licensing board. They might be able to help. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.